Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As we're about to title today's video, here to discuss whether this 6'7" power forward build can actually break NBA 2K24. So, it's a very interesting build. It has a lot of potential and a lot of potential to also bust as well, where it could be a really bad build. But I want to showcase my interest in this and show you actually a little bit of gameplay of this in action with my boy Bonnie making a build very similar to this. And we even got Joey making a build like this too. My thought is that the more builds like this that are on the court, the better, in terms of having a lot of ability to shrink the floor with great perimeter defense, great steal, and then not to mention, for whatever reason, and what we're going to mainly highlight in today's video, that interior defense is extremely cheap on 6'7" builds for some reason, and anything below 6'7" as well, so like 6'6", 6'5", stuff like that. But with 6'7" builds, you actually can still get anchor. It's one of the shortest heights you can get. It actually is the shortest height you can get to still get anchor. And if you go with a max wingspan build of a 7'4", you can get it on silver as well with that 87 block. But as you can see, with the build, we're definitely not investing very heavy into finishing. You can see the driving dunk is only 50 for enough for, like, you know, CJ McCollum and Manu Ginobili dunk packages, and then 40 for the just one single standing dunk package that you would get with this as well. So it's meant to be a little bit more of a cone on offense. It's not doing a whole lot, but with 87 midi, you could still create a little bit. Not to mention, we've already mentioned in previous videos, very much so, that if you get the 87 mid-range, you have that T-Mac base, and you can do some mean things with that as far as like being so hard to contest. And keeping the 40 ball handle, 40 speed of the ball, you keep the normal dribble style, normal sigs. But let's talk about this interior defensive aspect of the build. This is a level of investment to this that is so cheap, it's unbelievable. So like, as you can see, the minimum you'd be able to get with still going for the 87 block would be 67 interior D, but let's be realistic with it. Like 72 is what you'd do to get anchor, and maybe you'd round up to 74 with it anyway. So now you're looking at, you got one overall point left. The difference between, let's say, 74 interior to 88 interior, as you can see in terms of the investment in the build, you get like 2 steal. You could also potentially hit things like speed or strength, etc., or maybe like vertical as well. But as you can see, like with the vert, it's forcing up your driving lay and driving dunk as well. So it's like a skewed aspect of looking at it, but still, in that regard, it would really only be 3 dunk and 3 vertical is the cost of 14 interior defense. It's extremely cheap, even at these high levels. Like, obviously, you know, we would be showcasing, I would do it at a lower level, but that's where we're talking about, you know, we got things like block and strength are getting different investment points of it as well. But as you can see, it's super cheap, is what my point essentially is. So, in my opinion, when you pair a 6'7" build that has elite weight and strength, that matter too, and still has good speed for being, like, you know, so heavy as it is, at 264 on the weight, that's going to be crazy body shapes too. You get like the large body shape. I think it's actually going to be a great rebounder in consideration to what people might think it's going to be. You also still keep silver fast feet as well, so as a back end, that's really nice to have it, and plus the perimeter defense for the sake of like playing good LT defense and strafing at a fast speed, pretty much. Besides that though, 91 steal is going to be enough for the interceptor and glove. If you want to get a direct translation, it's possible that you could end up with, like, you know, the bare minimum amount of interior defense to be able to get that anchor and try and go for 95 steal instead of the interior D. Or maybe do what my boy Bonnie did and you end up with like a really low rebound situation but still have the interior D really high, and then you'd be like anything off, like a super small shaving point of 95 steal away from it. And to be fair, I think a build like this can still get the job done as well with the gold box out beast and silver rebound chaser. To play as a decent back end, you depend on your corners a little bit more as a rebounder. But also, the reason this is okay is the idea of you matching it with another big on-ball defender. So in this case, I'm going to be playing on-ball defense on my 6'10" big. Now here's the thing, I'm not truly playing on-ball. It's more of like I'm a cone that the point guard has to run around, and I'm directing the point guard into the spot where I'm going to set my boy up right here, with Bonnie being on the build like this, set him up into a position to blitz really actively and really aggressively, and then I am planning to take the big man when the point guard inevitably has to run a screen straight at the point, at Bonnie's build right here, of being like that crazy steal and primity and like crazy versatility, yet can still bang out on the interior as well. So whatever version you're interested in between the, you know, investment between steal and rebounding, whatever you would like. But with the 93, I mean, let's be real guys, like 93 defensive rebound with half box out beast, goal rebound chaser, and 95 strength as well, you're going to be able to steal box outs 100% with this build. Now, you're not going to be an elite rebounder, in my opinion, with the idea of it being such a little big man, in you know, lack of better terms, but because it has that ability to get the box outs and the elite strength and stuff like that, you're going to be able to really get your corners an opportunity to get easy rebounds. Because not only that, I've talked about speed recently in a lot of my videos, talking about rebounding as a big and how frustrating it's been as a 7-footer trying to fly off the corner with such little speed. And then I've had the opportunity to get back on my 6'10" that has 75 speed, it's so amazing to be able to just fly into easy rebound opportunities and get to the box out faster, and that's what I'm trying to apply to this build as well, is the speed investment that you'd have on it in terms of getting to those box outs. I believe this build can even play corner, in my opinion. Play like corner offense, corner defense, and that's what we got Joey about to do as well on a build like this at 6'7". So I know it sounds crazy that we're investing into the small ball so much, but in my opinion, with the way dunk metering works as well, and I'm sure you guys have seen it in my videos as well on display, where in the pick and roll offense, I'm transitioning from those screens really quickly into the driving dunk area, where if the point guard hits me on a slip, I can dunk meter, and the late dropper out the corner, because he's so slow at 7 foot, even though he's like, you know, huge with his like great block and interior defense and stuff like that, he's too slow to be able to get to the spot quick enough, and the dunk meter is all about positioning. So again, when you combine the ability of interior defense, block, gold chase down, silver anchor, and have 83 speed with it, and get the immovable enforcer and clamps combos, as a dropper, you're going to be getting those wall up animations of the Hall of Fame immovable enforcer, but also for that matter too, the clamps bumps. And centers are really going to have problems with that, I'm telling you guys. And again, you cannot mash these types of builds, in my opinion. Interior defense is so good in this game, even at a small level of like a lower investment. And obviously that's more for builds that maybe are like 6'10", 6'9", stuff like that. But even these 6'7s with a max wingspan and this great interior defense can wall up on the interior as well. And then obviously we also have the contribution of the post control, because we have great strength, so you can move people around really well, get to that post game with the mid-range and stuff too, and be able to bully people and not be a complete liability on offense. Also, you may be wondering why so much investment on the offensive rebound. It's actually extremely cheap as well. Like as you can see, we'll even try and shave all the way to the point of the minimum of like 48 right there. You can only get one steal for it in like maybe 1 speed, and that maxes out our build. So as far as the offensive rebounding investment, you know, you could argue against it if you would like to, but I think it's actually not a terrible idea to go for 70 rebound, especially if you already have gold rebound chaser anyway, and to get that 70 O board, not a terrible idea in my opinion. But anyway, let's cut to some gameplay real quick. I'm not going to show like a crazy amount of it or anything like that, but I just want to show you guys maybe a quarter or so of Bonnie being on a build that's very similar to this. Also, if you guys didn't know, I'm pairing up with the NBA 2K Lab this year, so you can use code Laker for 20% off at checkout at their website. That's NBA2KLab.com. On this website is all types of really good statistical jump shot information. You can also test the jumpers on their website too. Plug the controller straight into your phone or to your PC. You can get early, green, late. It'll tell you where you need to adjust on that jump shot, or if you don't know what jumper you want to run, you just go to their jump shot recommender. You punch in your height, the jump shot rating that you're working with, and then based on the milliseconds of timing that you get, it'll recommend you a jump shot. So again, if you want to use code Laker for 20% off at checkout, that's NBA2KLab.com. Appreciate you guys, and we'll get back to the video. All right, so I'm gonna take you through the game flow and how this is working in this game right here. So I am playing as the on-ball defender with my 6'10". All I do is I try and direct Bonnie into areas that he can succeed with this build. Now, as you can see, he kind of reaches himself out right there. The point guard took himself completely backwards because he knew Bonnie was going for that blitz right there. But now, in this situation, I'm covering up for him because he was gonna play as the back end. And again, I'm telling him that I'm setting him up for easy blitzes and stuff like that, so he can play aggressive as a like backside defender. And this is to an extreme level for that matter. Like, he's not going to take himself out of the play this crazy in most situations. But now, as you can see, point guard's not a scoring threat just yet, but the center is becoming one. So I'm patching up the back end, but still ready to step to the point guard if he stays up top, and I'm ready to take him. But now, peep this. So like, me and Bonnie are playing sides Z with this. So now Bonnie can do the same and play the left side of a screen. And if it's easy to read for me, or it's easy for him to communicate that to me, I am now up, and he patches up the back end and takes away that role from the center, because some centers are just kind of slow with this stuff, if we're being completely honest. They don't react quickly to slip opportunities because it's just a low IQ center type thing. Obviously, I've had years and years and years of experience playing like this, and when I see such a wide defense, you're trying to slip early to get there before this guy can get down. But if you as a defender know in these situations that you need to get down before he does too, and you can trust your second defender right here to step up to the top and not have to worry about when the point guard, you know, bops back to the left with a slip, that's my job at that point. So if you're playing good size defense, this is where you can get elite aspects of game like this, where now you can see I have the point guard fully, Bonnie's down here. Even though he was playing for lanes, he's still with that speed, once again, like I was just saying. And mind you, all these things we're talking about with the build being elite, it's literally just one play of like showing you an example. So now we're talking about speed. He's going for the lane. He was ready to step up. Boom, he was trying to play a passing lane. And now the shot is up and the center is already down here. but peep the speed. Bonnie's able to get in front of him with that speed, and now he sets up Lazuli for a really easy rebound right there off the corner. And it's all about just getting a body on him. I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, the 6'7" body frame, it's not going to matter at all. He's like, the center's not going to be influenced by that. You can slow down their jump animations by even just making body contact at all. Point guards can do it. I've seen it firsthand. 6'4" PGs with like, no strength and no box out beast or anything like that. It slows down the rebounding opportunity, and as you can see, it gets me out on the break. Boom. And not to mention too, this is the power of it, because I'm a 6'10" build, but peep this, I trust the fact that these two are going to grab the rebound, and I'm able to get out on the break with the dunk meter power with 96 dunk out in transition, and that is a true monster in transition. Pair it with the fact that I have 93 O board as well, and I'm up here inside with it. I mean, it's definitely some elite stuff. Now, besides that, obviously, like we have Bonnie right here, who's, supposed to be responsible for the center. So Joey's holding him up for just a temporary amount of time. This is the elite stuff you can get on as a comp pro-am team if you guys start to develop understanding of like pressing people and stuff. So like in this situation, they pushed it up the court way too quickly, and I'm playing the hash responsibility and Tonic's playing here. But as you can see, like Bonnie's able to show to the middle a little bit. This is like a kind of, cherry-picked version of explaining to you guys how it's going to work, because it was bad principle by the team to push it up the court so quickly. But yeah, I mean, into another example, I'm playing the left right here. I'm setting Bonnie up to blitz. Now, as you can see, we're running like a full court sides right there. All right, so now let's cut to where they actually have sharp take. We'll make this really an example of being hard to guard. So as you can see, I'm playing the point guard straight up. Now we're playing a little bit of high-low in the press game, but now I'm setting up. I'm just establishing that I have left. It's all I have to do. Even though it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to play left, as long as I know that I'm calling that out, then I'm on his left right here now, and boom, now I can set Bonnie up to play that middle, and with that sharp take to be ready to play high and really anticipate that. If the center, once again, is just a low IQ center, and even if he was a high IQ center, if he slips this, all I got to do is just go before him. Like, all I'm doing is playing the center at this point. As you can see, like, boom, I'm on the backside of that. And now the point guard has nowhere to go because, and this is what I was talking about too. People were calling me stupid for running a 6'10" on ball in the last video. Just one guy for that matter. I'm not generalizing that. But, like, my example is, comp pro-am teams are even going to do this as well, where they're going to call for a screen for no reason other than that they're familiar with the movement. They want to get the pick and rolls, they want to get their center involved and like have him on the pick and roll or slip or pick and roll offense, like for the offensive rebounding opportunities, stuff like that, or pick and pop, whatever the case may be. Even though at the same time, they don't realize this is a stupid matchup switch. You're switching off a 6'10" who has 82 perimeter defense and only 42 steal, and getting a guy that has 94 prim D, 95 steal. He's got the ability to guard on the interior and everything like that as well. And you're getting him as the matchup for the ISO. And now, even in these situations where, as you can see, he reaches as well, center, low IQ, Bonnie, a little bit late to get back to it, but definitely like quick enough because of who he is and like who the center is as a player. So now, once again, I'm setting up on the left of the screens. If they like pick and roll it or slip or anything like that, he's boxed up. Again, I understand the dude's really bad at center. I'm not trying to take that away from, the potential of explaining how this works, right? But as you can see, the sides defense can be super elite, and even if not, I want to remind you guys, you could come out here with two of these builds, two 6'7s, and have them be elite at both things. So if you want to play fight through defense a little bit more and keep one on the back end a little bit lower and only step when he has to, that's another option for you as well. Whereas for me, I feel a little bit more comfortable, switching very willingly because I'm 82 prim D. I'm not trying to fight through screens super consistently or anything like that. As you can see, like Bonnie's going crazy for the blitzes. We take away their point guard end and center option right here. So I'm playing left, set Bonnie up for the blitz to the right. And now he's worried about that, so he's panic passing because I'm here playing this one, so he thinks this guy's an option. But now Tonic plays that and takes advantage of that, and now we're out on the break as well with multiple options. Bonnie's out there, cherry picking for the corner three, and it's elite stuff, man. I'm telling you, like this can be so good, and with a super undersized mobile back end build, we even have the versatility in the press game like this. Like if I just get a bad jam on the point guard right here and he ends up getting into open space, I've now passed this off to Bonnie. I'm not going to chase him or anything like that. I'm now just backpedaling over to the center, and I'm letting Bonnie get this fully. I'm here for left side support. Boom, you can see we're going to catch up to the center, and it's going to be all good from there. If they even were more patient and set up in their offense, I'm here for if the point guard wraps to the left of it and we're setting up on sides D just like that. It's super capable, and with a build like this that Bonnie has at the 6'7", and mind you, his only had 85 D board. If you want to make that one with 93 D board and 91 steal, I think it's still also really good. if you make builds like this and have 2 of them playing the pick and roll defense instead of me, who's kind of ego, you know, putting myself in pick and roll D even though I'm 6'10", I think it could be so elite. So I wanted to put you guys onto this and just give you a little like gameplay to maybe see how it's going to work as well. But anyway, that's all for the video. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on noties, all good stuff. And like always, try to want 2,000 likes. If you made it to the end of the video, put 6'7" or put Bonnie in the comments, search parts my way through. Anyway, that's all. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll have more gameplay of this, like these builds, definitely on display. Like between him on the 6'7", I'm even thinking we might run 3 of them, bro. Guys. I'm telling you, like I think this could be so fun. Like we're coming out here, maybe potentially going to be running 2 of them corner to corner. So like let's say Lazuli and Joey right here. Even though we'll probably be playing with Joey's boy Sprague. So if it's like Sprague and Joey on like double 6'7s playing corner corner, so they're like corner O, corner D, and then we got Bonnie who's gonna be sitting on the hash. And then honestly, I should just show you guys straight up what build Bonnie's gonna be running, and it's gonna be this right here. So as you can see, at 6'7 with an 85 3-pointer, he has the bronze limitless, and then also has the 93 mid range for all those crazy badges like Hoff, catch and shoot. You get things like, you know, gold blinders, gold deadeye, gold green machine, stuff like that, between 87 to like 90 mid range. And then again, like you get things like guard up, mini magician, and catch and shoot on Hall of Fame at 93 midi. So this build is going to sit hash on offense for us in a 5-out offense where I'm the ball handler. It'll still sometimes be able to run pick and roll offense because it's a shooting guard and it gets pro dribble style. And then you combine the fact that it's going to have the 94 prim, 95 steal, 78 block while still having 88 interior D. So it's only like, you know, the silver chase down bronze anchor level, but it's still the interior to like kind of make up for the fact that it's a little bit lower on the block. And then 85 D board with the 90 strength for that immovable, and then also like the 85 board for the box out beast on gold and silver rebound chaser, and then good speed, good acceleration with the gold fast feet. So it's all different types of levels of these types of 6'7 locks that you could make between different height, weight, wingspan combos. But I'm definitely intrigued to see how it's going to play for sure. And I just wanted to put you guys on to the fact that this is what allows us to maybe run 3 of them, is the fact that we can have 1 on the hash, 2 in the corners on offense, and then 1's going to be back end, and then 2 are cornered on defense. We could definitely put me in corner defense and put one of those 6'7 builds that I was talking about on ball or on back end and pair that with Bonnie playing defense, but we'll see how that goes. I'm definitely interested to see how we can flex that. But anyway, that's all for the video. Hope you all enjoyed, and that, take it easy, man. Peace.